Yay! Alex, how are you?
Oh, fantastic. More importantly, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're spirits are high. We've managed to escape. We were stuck at an island for the last couple of days, desperately trying
Yeah.
to. We were just waiting for a storm to pass, and it was just it wasn't that strong, but it was like just above the level that we could have like rode into it, and we had current against us, and then just wind completely against where we wanted to go. So we were stuck for
So,
3 days, but it was pretty nice to be fair. It was a kind of
we,
paradise. So
yeah, well, we've been following you every breakfast. I read the blog, and it's just amazing.
oh,
Um, it's like, I mean, especially yesterday when you were describing the smells and the sights, of arriving through the darkness and being
yeah,
just offshore, and
yeah.
then the guy who came out to tell you to stop fishing, which I thought was hilarious.
It was quite a bizarre thing to like to suddenly interact with someone,
Oh,
having like not seen
yeah.
anyone for so long. It was like really, really weird.
We kind
But
of
And, and, and
tried. We tried to explain. Yeah, we've come from Peru and we're from Scotland, and he was just like, "What? I've no idea what you're saying."
and
Yeah,
your best French as well.
exactly. Yeah, Alex.
Oh
Sorry
no.
for getting you out of your bed so early in the morning. By the way.
No, no, it's actually great. I mean, it's not too early, but it's obviously earlier than usual because I've got road here in the garden who don't expect anyone to be up at this point, which is quite nice. Actually. But
How?
oh, just incredible to see you. It's quite
likewise, it
surreal
was so
actually.
nice to see a familiar face and have a just to catch up.
And I just, all the little things. I was going to ask you. I mean, probably everyone asks you, but I mean, what have been the high points? I mean, I don't want to discuss the low points because that will just make you depressed and and the rest of us too. But have you got any high points
Oh, there's been
that you can think of?
loads. I think there's. I mean, it's evenings like this, to be honest. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a headwind, which is the only thing kind of slightly spoiling today. But Guy let us know the other day that we'd actually hit um,
Oh,
£500,000 in fundraising.
fantastic!
Like
Yeah,
golden hour, and then we just hear the little ding of the Garmin inReach. It's like,
yeah,
boys, we've clocked over 500,000, which we're just like. It's funny. I think you have on a like day-to-day basis. We've spoken about it in the logs, but you just have highs and lows, and they come and go, and you're never just kind of cruisy. Oh, I'm fine today. You're like either having an amazing time or you're having a terrible time. I think
yeah,
less extreme in probably the latter half. But I think the lows definitely frame the highs as well. Like you need them to really enjoy the good bits. Um,
yeah.
I don't know what
And
else, guys. What
what?
other?
How's the food? How's all that freeze dried uh, Edinburgh designed food?
The future food's been great. It's been a real game changer to morale. I mean, we did an audit on Anchor the other day, and we've got just enough. We've got we reckon 28 days of rations left. After that, it's who knows what's going to happen. We've,
Yeah, you'll need to find some tuna or something.
I know the problem is we've run out of we've got a little bit of gas left,
Ah,
but only enough to maybe just about give us kind of warm
right.
meals. Not like as in like tepid meals at best. Um, for the next kind of 25 days, maybe
Yeah,
maximum. But if you catch a fish, you've yeah,
yeah. Well, sushi.
you burn through so much gas so quickly. Or we just have to have sashimi. But the problem is, if it's the wahoo that we caught was like so
Right.
big that we were just, we honestly we couldn't eat fish. But I mean, we've basically not had the rod out since then. We kind of overdosed on too much fish in about 48 hours.
Oh no.
But another high point as well was literally just the other day. We had a whale. I don't know if one of these guys described it in the log, but we had a whale. Literally, I mean, we were in really quite shallow
Yeah,
water, and it was just it must have been catching food or whatever. But it was right beside the boat and coming towards us where we were on anchor. You know, 10 meters away, something like that, and it was like it must have been only in 15 meters of water. You know, it wasn't
You
deep
reckon
water, so it was quite. I've never seen a whale. Lachlan described it really well. As we've never seen a whale not kind of going somewhere before. It just seemed like it was kind
it's
of
there?
cruising
Yeah,
about and eating.
Whale or a killer whale, like they're always going from A to B. But this
yeah.
one, I think it was feeding, and then I saw it doing like a headstand. It was just it
Wow.
had his tail in the air and was kind of balancing like that, and then but then you tell Alex what it was up to.
I saw, yeah, just a big breach. They just jumped out and landed on its back. So much
But
fun.
look, you've had some amazing guests on, which it's been hilarious for us to watch and see these guys.
Well, it's been building up to you, Alex.
I
This is just a warm up. We've all been.
tell you, actually, you had my much more famous twin on the other day. I
That,
discovered a few
we,
years ago that I was born on exactly the same day as a certain Ewan McGregor. Yeah,
really?
he's gone on to do slightly more amazing things than me, but it's really good to see him on. Uh,
He was great. He's a
yeah,
lovely. I mean, just yeah, a really lovely chap. I mean, he'd taken the time to watch the documentary about the Atlantic beforehand, which
fantastic.
was yeah. Really, I mean, obviously didn't need to. Didn't I mean he could have just ignored the request entirely, but it was amazing to yeah. He'd watched that and then just a really lovely chat. I mean, he seems like yeah, a really genuinely lovely guy, and I think someone that's got so much fame. I guess it must be quite difficult to stay just like kind of grounded
Yeah,
and he really seemed like that. Came across really well. So it was a lovely chat
it's
actually.
brilliant. And you've had Rob on as well from Cole.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, Rob Wainwright. Oh, that feels like a world away. Yeah, it's been such a variety. I think we're gonna need to listen to them and watch the conversations after.
one of my colleagues asked yesterday any questions for the boys when I come on, and both the questions I got back from two of my colleagues were musical or music related. One was from my sister, which was, "What do you listen to when it's really
Yeah,
stormy?" So I don't know if
yeah.
that's an easy one to answer. And then the second one from our resident trained opera singer Carl uh, was, "Is it more difficult to keep the pipes in tune when you're out at sea with all the salt?"
Was that a subtle hint that Jamie's pipes might not have been in tune, perhaps?
No.
the, he's had a bit of a rough time of it, to be fair, because I think with Ewan McGregor, um, we went on 5 minutes early to do a quick sound check because we're very unlike us. Yeah, usually we're kind of right on the hour or whatever. But we had a call with this musician called Leif
Yes.
Vollebeck, and it was over Zoom. And I mean, he's amazing. We're huge fans of his, but we couldn't get the Riverside to work, so we did it over Zoom, and he very kindly recorded it. But Zoom must have thought that the bagpipes were some sort of car alarm or something like that going on. So it just cut them out completely.
Brilliant.
So we tried to get Jamie on to play him the pipes, and Leaf was like, I can't hear
That's
anything.
hilarious. No,
Yeah.
it's just been really good to see how all those kind of sort of helping things have kind of rolled out as you've got further and further into the journey,
Oh,
and everyone's supporting you, and for
On every
it's just
side.
unbelievable.
And I mean, like, with McLean's notes as well. I mean, that's been absolutely amazing, Alex.
Well,
Really, that's such
it
a huge gesture for the distillery, and yeah, I mean, it's hugely
I
appreciated.
hope
It
I
really
hope
is.
it's I'm kind of in two minds. I want you to, well, we all want you to get ashore as quickly as possible, obviously, but the longer you stay out there, the more money we might raise from the sales.
I know.
It's a
I
kind of
know.
balancing act here. Um, I don't know if you remember, or if your dad told you the story of how the whiskey came about, or the name kind of connection.
Um, I, I don't think so. I know we know about the
Yeah.
headland, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't. I can't. Tell us
Well,
again, please. Yeah.
basically, the day we opened the distillery, the end of July in 2014, and it was a sweltering hot. It was about 32 degrees on the west coast, and we were all fully, kitted out and kilt. Princess Anne had been in to open it officially, so we were all kind of slightly nervous and very dressed up for the occasion. Anyway, at the end of the day, we were relaxing. I think your dad and I were having a dram, and he said, "You do realise you are now the closest distillery to my nose." And I was like, "Oh, that's so kind of you, Charlie. We haven't even started producing yet, and you're giving us these kind of plaudits." And I didn't really think anything more about it until a few years later. And I was in the still room, and we have 2 shifts every day, and one of the shifts was just knocking off. Beautiful sunny day again, and one of the guys who was operating the still said, "Oh, I'm just off to climb MacLean's nose." I said, "What do you mean climb MacLean's nose?" And he told me it was this great volcanic rock, ironically or
Yeah.
not, that has always been used as a navigational aid for ships coming into Tobermory across the loch from us.
Wow.
So yeah, all of these things suddenly kind of went, oh no. So I trademarked the name for whiskey, and a few years later,
I'm
the whiskey was
I'm
born.
I'm probably the only one that's kind of got it's got really got the it does look quite similar to the thing, and I actually use mine for navigation as well. If I feel the winds on this side, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to turn the other way actually, but yeah.
Oh, is that
There we
better?
go. Yeah, it's almost identical. No, look, it's the very least we can do. And, sales, the way we've done it, the only way we can actually monitor it is basically saying anything leaving our warehouse, any McLean's knows for the UK, we're giving, obviously we're donating £5 to the cause and to spur you home. And obviously to leave our warehouse, it has to leave people's shelves. So it's taken a couple of weeks for it to kick in, as people have gone and
Yeah.
bought it from shelves. But it's been a fantastic response. And yeah, as I said at the beginning, we want you to get ashore as soon as possible. But just remember, the more time you're out there, the more bottles will be sold.
These are the silver linings that we're looking for,
Yeah,
Alex. But it's like as Ewan was touching on, I think, and you were as well. I think one of the amazing things, and I think a lot of the high points has been used of things like McLean's nose, and it's just people feeling inspired to help us in
yeah.
the mission in trying to get to £1 million. Because I think we all, I mean, you know lots about Feedback Madagascar and the McLean Foundation from doing the first whiskey release, and yeah, you kind of understand where the money's going and how important it is. So it really, yeah, can't thank you enough for the
No,
support,
look,
really.
it's just we are completely awe-inspired by what you're doing, and yeah. Um, I mean, I'm so you've just very briefly, from a navigational point of view, you've now passed New Caledonia. Is that correct?
Not
Right.
quite. We're kind of so at the moment you probably won't be able to see it. We can actually see there's some quite big mountains on the near side of New Caledonia, so we can see them kind of in the distance, but they're probably about as the crow flies. Probably the nearest ones will be about 55 nautical
Okay.
miles, something like that. So they're on our west side, and New Caledonia kind of it goes up, kind of points in a southwesterly direction. So we're, oh sorry, southeasterly. It's kind of like a diagonal stripe. So we're basically trying to. There are some countercurrents that come down between the channel of New Caledonia and then the islands that we're at the moment, which is the Loyalty
Right.
Islands. Um, so we're kind of it's kind of either we go straight across and get inside. There's basically a kind of a reef that lies just outside of pretty much the whole perimeter of New Caledonia. It's quite amazing. Up at the top, it's like a huge. It's almost like an atoll.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's got this reef that goes around, but inside the reef, it's supposed to be completely flat, calm. All the swell and ocean waves kind of don't get through the reef, and you don't get any currents in there. But it's a bit of a weighing it up because either we go straight across and avoid the counter currents, get into the reef, and then the problem with that is we'll be kind of navigating probably mostly by day, and then I think we may even have to drop the
Yeah,
anchor at night and then just wait until the sun comes up and then go again, which we kind of want to avoid. Um, but it'll depend on progress. It'll be kind of, are the counter currents, worth it? Do we just kind of batter through? And it's looking like we might get some good wind on Saturday, so
right.
2 days, which that would mean it's actually probably better just to go against the currents, but take the wind, which will help us up the sound. So yeah, I think hopefully we should be able to get to the top of New Caledonia by Sunday.
Amazing.
Is the hope, and then from there it'll be the final push across the Coral Sea, which will be yeah.
The Coral Sea, and then the Great Barrier Reef. Lovely
They,
names,
they
aren't
sound
they?
spectacular, but possibly not in a room book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We've been assured they're like quite the reefs are quite far apart, but I don't know.
Look,
We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm sure we're in safe hands with the weather routers.
yeah,
We'll be safe.
just absolutely amazing. And it's been so great to catch up with all three of you. A real privilege.
Oh,
Yeah.
likewise, Alex.
Uh,
Really lovely to
well,
chat.
look, I'm really looking forward to keeping up to date at the breakfast table. And yeah, we will continue to do our very best to push MacLean's nose and get people drinking it any way they can in cocktails and whatever over the summer.
Well, thank you so much for pushing it out. Whatever we can do as well, we'll try and spread the word on the Instagram. The Shore team, I hope, are helping to push things
That
out. But again,
absolutely.
thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I mean, £5 of every bottle is absolutely amazing, and it's going to make such a big difference at the end of the day. It really will.
Well, look, I'm just
So,
delighted to hear you pass the 500,000 mark as well. That is a huge amount. So yeah, let's hope it. Well, I know it will. It will just keep coming in because you guys are doing such an amazing job. But yeah,
I think we'll need to have some MacLean's nose with you and Vicky and Dad when we get back to Scotland, and we'll regale some of the tales
brilliant. And
from
we
the
can maybe
Pacific.
even have it with some fish just to make you feel at home.
fish and some of the leftover freeze-dried meals that
Excellent,
we've got, which are pretty good. They are pretty good.
brilliant. Well, look, I'll let you get on with your
Amazing.
much more important work than speaking to me. And just yeah, huge amount of respect and all the very best from us.
So lovely to chat, Alex. And huge love to Vicky as well.
Will do. Take care.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.